Hi everyone, I'm Wardah, a STEM Scholar Mentor, and today we'll be going over the third lesson of the second unit of Algebra 1, Analysis of Data. First, we're going to go over some vocabulary. Correlation, which is when event A is related to but does not necessarily cause event B. Causation is when event A causes event B. So these are pretty simple, really just the standard English definition. And here we'll do a non-math related example. In the summer, ice cream sales are higher. This is an example of correlation, but not causation. Summer does not cause ice cream sales to be higher. What causes ice cream sales to be higher in the summer is hot weather. So, when it comes to causation examples, we want to be really specific, because here, of course, we do correlate ice cream with summer, but what really makes us buy so much ice cream is the hot weather in the summer. So this is a correlation because we correlate the idea of summer with ice cream sales. Next is a fallacy of composition, which means that because event B follows event A caused event B. So, fallacy of compositions are usually correlations. Let's go over an example. Deep in the rainforest, a tribe of indigenous people live. Every year, when the days start getting longer, the shaman of the tribe does a rain dance. Soon, the spring rains come. The people of the village believe the shaman's dance caused the rain to come. So, the village people's belief is a fallacy of composition. The rains were not caused by the shaman's dance, they were only correlated with the timing of the dance. So this is a pretty big belief of this tribe, so this is a fallacy of composition. And obviously we know from science that, it doesn't rain from dances, it rains because the seasons change. But because this is this tribe's belief, so this is a fallacy of composition. Next, let's do some examples together. So, event A, I get in the bathtub. Event B, the phone rings. This would be a correlation, because we know just because you get into the bathtub doesn't mean that the phone's gonna ring. This is just two things. It's a coincidence. It's something that just it just happened. Next, attendance at the baseball game goes up, ice cream sales increase. This is also a correlation. Just because more people are coming to the baseball game doesn't mean that they're necessarily buying ice cream. This could just be a correlation. Next, I wear these socks, we win the soccer game. We know that this is a correlation because this is kind of like a lucky sock thing. Oh, I wear these socks and we'll win the soccer game. This is a correlation because we know that it doesn't cause winning the soccer game. Next is I stream more videos on my phone and my phone bill goes up. This is a causation because we know the more you use your phone bill will go up. The next one is I eat more food and my weight increases. This one is kind of tricky, but it's going to be uncertain because it wouldn't be, well, I guess it could be uncertain and a correlation. But usually we do correlate eating more food with weight increase. But here, there could be a lot of other factors that cause your weight to increase. So, sorry, but this could be uncertain and correlation. Next is mankind's influence on the environment, global warming. We know that this is a causation. So, mankind's influence on the environment is pretty negative, as we can see. And then that causes global warming. So that's causation. Next is event A, I wash my car. Event B, it rains. This is clearly a correlation because we know that every time someone washes their car, it doesn't rain. Next is smoking cigarettes and an increased chance of cancer. We know that this is a causation because from science, from research, we know it's pretty common knowledge that smoking causes lung cancer. Next is junk food is sold to raise money. Student obesity increases. This is uncertain again, and let me explain why. So, this would not be a correlation because it's just in general junk food is sold. We don't know that students are eating this junk food. So yeah, and so it's definitely not a causation, and because of how unspecific it is, it's not a correlation either, it's just uncertain. Next is I get higher scores on my exams, my course grade increases. This is obviously a causation because we know that the higher scores that you get, the more that your grade increases. The last one is I do more homework, my exam scores increase. So this is a correlation because I'm pretty sure, as all of you know, the more homework you get doesn't necessarily mean that your exam scores are going to increase. That comes from studying and other factors. So now you guys are going to do some questions on your own. So just pause the video. Okay, so these are the answers you should have gotten, and let's go over them. So for number 1, it asks, which situation does not describe a causal relationship? Number 1, the higher the volume on a radio, the louder the sound will be. So this is a causal relationship. This is causation. It makes sense. The higher you turn the volume on the radio, the louder it'll be. Next is, the faster a student types a research paper, the more pages the paper will have. So this is not causation. So here's our answer, and let's go over why. So the faster a student types a research paper doesn't necessarily mean that they'll have more numbers of pages. You could take your time and type a research paper. You'll still have the same amount of pages as you did if you did it faster or slower. So number 2 is our answer. Now for the second one, which type of relationship exists between the number of pages printed on a printer and the amount of ink used by that printer? So, without even looking at the answer choices, let's go over this. So, what type the number of pages printed on a printer and the amount of ink used by that printer. So, we know that the more pages that you print on a printer, the more inks that you're going to use. So this would be a positive correlation because, a positive correlation is when one thing increases, the other increases, and then negative would be decrease and decrease. So let's say positive correlation. So it could be 1 or 2. 3 is out, and then causal. It is causal because the more, as I just said, the more pages you print, the more your ink is used. So it would be number 2. So that's all for today. Thank you for listening, and don't be afraid to email me if you have any questions on my email down here. And if you're looking to practice any more, here are some resources at the top: JMAP and Khan Academy.